Let's go. All right, everybody, listen. Welcome to another episode of Control Room Podcast. I am not someone to run from the music. So, Romo, take it away, man. This is a reaction to the Lakers winning their 17th NBA championship, man. How you feel?
Oh, let me put my red wine down. My vino. What can I say? I hate to say it, but I told you so. Per usual. Per usual. Let me just start with this. I don't want to hear none of this asterisk bubble nonsense, okay? Because I've been seeing a lot of this stuff on Twitter, all right, trying to, how should I say, discredit this Lakers championship.
It is unique circumstances. I mean, I'm not on Twitter, one of those people, but I'm just devil's advocate.
Well, I actually believe that on the contrary, I think what the Lakers did was more difficult than a championship would be in a regular format. So I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to the difficulty level. How do you feel about it, Mike?
I hate it. I hate it. I hate the smugness that surrounds me. I ran into Cali on the way out. Shout out to Cali in the sim. And he was letting me know. He was giving me the business in a polite way, in a respectful way. But it's been 10 long years for you guys, and I got great pleasure out of reminding people that there's high schoolers who up until now had never seen or were able to remember the Lakers winning the championship. If you're 15, 16 years old, back in 2010, you're 5, 6 years old. You don't remember the Lakers winning. They only knew the Clippers being better than the Lakers up until recently. So that gave me great joy. I love using that line and just poking Laker Nation a little bit. Listen, the elephant in the room is the bubble. And
here we go.
Look, man. The season was stopped for 5 months. And then they went to a bubble where there's no home court, there's no travel. It is a unique circumstance. Okay, we can't just ignore that. But I will say this. This is hard. This is hard. You guys deserve it. You guys deserve it because you guys were focused. You didn't get distracted. You only lost one game in each round up until this last series. Shout out to Jimmy Bucket showing so much heart with the Heat. It seemed like it was predestined once Mamba and Mamacita, left us.
Very symbolic.
It seems like the only way for this to end was with the Lakers winning the championship, and there just wasn't anything that was going to stop it. So as difficult as it is for me to admit this, this was meant to be, and congratulations.
17 before 1.
Oh, and then that's what you do. That's what you do? Okay.
I had to.
Okay.
Look, man, I just knew when Frank Vogel announced that the bald Mamba would be starting today.
Oh, my God.
That was a sign for me.
Oh, my God.
Like, they're about to win it for the Mamba, for the real Mamba. And Gigi, I knew it tonight was the night. I know that they wore the Black Mamba jerseys the other night, and they were hoping to put it away that night, but it didn't happen. But tonight, they just came out with a purpose, man. They came out, and they just, there's no other way to put it. They just dominated every aspect of the game. And, you can't say that Miami was not at full strength. They got Dragic back. Granted, he wasn't 100%.
They absolutely were not at full strength. Don't do that.
Hey, this is the NBA, man. A lot of guys are playing with injuries. You know, the Lakers, you know, also, you know, I'm sure had guys that are banged up.
Oh, they had their starting point guard and center miss 2 games of this series. Listen, I'm not even trying to be negative right now, but they'll put extras on it.
You mentioned Jimmy Butler. He showed a lot of heart. I mean, but tonight, 12 points. That's just not going to get the job done.
I really hate that you're like swagged out right now. I hate the whole look. I hate the whole vibe. You got the hat. You got a chain on. You got some wine. Never surrender on your shirt. I'm really – and for people who don't realize, it's 12:47, okay, a.m., okay?
We celebrating.
This man is out here acting like he going to the parade right now.
Hey, man. Hey, this is big. This is huge. I mean, with all the bad stuff that has happened this year, I mean, at least there's something positive, you know? So, hey, man, I'm enjoying this. I mean, look, if the Clippers would have won it, you'd be celebrating too.
Absolutely. Asterisks, no asterisks. We'll take whatever we can get. But listen, it's okay. I don't want to make this about the Clippers because we coming back next year, and you know this is it.
One question.
Go for it.
So since we last recorded a pod, you no longer have a coach. So Doc Rivers is now the coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. Are you guys going to be hiring D'Antoni?
Listen, you know, I wanted this to be a Clipper.
He's out there.
I wanted this to be a Laker reaction. This is not me trying to have any Clipper talk. But listen, if we hire Mike D'Antoni,
I don't blame you, man.
If we hire,
but at least one Morris twin got a championship.
Okay. If we to answer your question, if we hire Mike D'Antoni, I will no longer be a Clipper fan because Mike D'Antoni is trash. Okay. Wow. He has never won anything at all. How are you going to go from having Doc Rivers, who actually won a championship, to Mike D'Antoni? I don't think he's ever even coached a team to a championship game.
So you're jumping ship? That's it?
If Mike D'Antoni is our coach, I'm rooting for Ty Lue. That's my favorite. But listen.
Mike, I'm going to make you an offer, man.
Okay.
There's a lot of room on the Laker bandwagon.
Never in life.
Look, man, I even got a jersey for you, man.
Never in life.
I got a jersey for you.
No chance.
I'll even get Walker on the back of it.
No chance.
Come on, man.
Listen, I respect him. No chance. But listen, let me ask you a question.
Shoot away.
Where does this championship rank for Laker chips in your lifetime that you remember?
I mean, this is a very unique championship. You know, we've won so many championships that they're all a blur. I know that you can't relate. But after a while, man, all these championships kind of just, you know, they're a blur, man. You know, I know it had been a decade since we won, but it ranks up there, man. Like I said, the very unique circumstances, and then the symbolism behind it, the fact that they dedicated the season to Kobe and Gigi, and they promised that they would win it for them, and they came through, man. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
I mean, listen, you're a kid of the 80s, so I'm just saying I'm sure you're for the first time the Lakers won, Magic was running with Showtime, and then you had the Kobe and Shaq crew, then you had Kobe, Powell, and Odom, and now you got this championship because I mean, I don't want to say you're old, but let's just say you've been around a while. So I was just curious.
You see a little gray in my beard?
You know,
grayness.
I actually saw one gray in mine as well. So I'm trying to catch.
Join the club.
But you don't have like a favorite Laker championship? Because for me, I remember the one that I really felt helpless was 2001.
Shaq Kobe,
when they went through the playoffs and they went 15-1.
Only loss was to Philly.
The other one I remember that I thought was historic was 2010 versus Celtics 7-game series. it was an ugly bloodbath. And I think the Celtics were even up 3-2 in that series, and the Lakers came back and won.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that kind of solidified Kobe's legacy as the man in LA. So
Yeah.
those are two.
Anytime you beat your heated rival,
Yeah.
I mean, that always is sweet.
But
And
do you have a favorite Lakers series or championship or no?
man, they all have a special part in my heart. But I would have to say when they went back to back to 87, 88,
Okay.
that was pretty sweet. Yeah, I would have to say, even though I enjoyed the Shaq Kobe era, obviously, but I was maybe 10 years old when they went back to back.
That's your first
and that
one.
just solidified,
Yeah.
my Laker fandom.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all special, man. I hope someday the Clippers can bring this joy to you.
We're coming. We're coming. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about us. We coming. But I was gonna hit you with one more question. Okay, listen, because people are gonna be on me, and anybody who knows me knows how I feel. But before we get out of here, your thoughts on LeBron James?
3 words: MVP.
Okay.
I mean, look, he said it tonight. Put some respect on his name. I mean, look, man, what he's doing at his age, it's remarkable. Mike, you got to admit, it's pretty remarkable. He's damn near averaging a triple-double. I mean, he's playing at the same level he was playing 10 years ago, but, I mean, it's the basketball IQ, it's unmatched. There's no one that we've seen with this type of – he's a prodigy, man. What can you say? He's a virtuoso on that court. Thoughts? Thoughts?
There's a lot of guys who've had extremely high basketball IQs. I don't want to disrespect people. Shit, most of them are.
Big ups to Rondo, by the way. He was huge. Huge.
Rondo was somebody who had.
And KCP. Who knew? Who knew, man?
Only Laker fans disrespect their own players and send death threats to their wives. But anyway, we're gonna not talk about that. But a lot of players have high basketball. Rondo has an extremely high basketball IQ, basketball genius. If you go in history, Steve Nash, the new coach of the Brooklyn Nets, Jason Kidd on the bench, extremely high. Magic Johnson, extremely high basketball IQ. LeBron does have a high basketball IQ, and it's probably on those guys' levels. I hate it when we have to elevate Bron to a different stratosphere, like he's the first smart basketball player of all time. Look, LeBron James does what he does. He assembles amazing talent around him. Shout out to AD, who was big time guarding Jimmy Butler, locking people down every series, hitting game-winning shots, doing his thing. But look, LeBron, it is what it is, man. LeBron played great. He played great. He still doesn't like shooting at the end of the games, but we already know that's his reputation.
Because he always makes the right play.
Yeah, even if it doesn't go in, it's not his fault. But it's all good. No, look, man, you look at the numbers, great. I think his numbers can sometimes be misleading, but what's not misleading is he's a hell of a playmaker. And when you go back in history, and I think Callie brought this up to me tonight too. 4 Finals MVPs. If I'm not mistaken, the only person who has more Finals MVPs than Bron is, of course, the GOAT MJ. Because I think Magic has 3, Shaq has 3. I know Kobe has 2. I'm not sure how many Duncan has. Might be like 2 or 3. So 4 really puts you in rare air. Bill Russell. They didn't have it back then. That's why they named it after him. And nobody's going to look back to and dissect 50s film, NBA Finals film from the 50s to see if he was the man or not. But that's a pretty remarkable accomplishment. 4 Finals MVPs. 17 years in, he's still going strong. But next year the NBA is going to look totally different. because guess what?
Can you just let me enjoy
I'm just saying. I just said all those beautiful things. I just said all those beautiful things about Bron. I'm just saying next year. I'm not even talking about the Clippers, really. Like I wanted the Clippers to win this year because I felt like this is a title to steal because
Mhm.
the Warriors are coming back, and that 7-foot monster in Brooklyn is coming back, and he's got one of the most skilled point guards of all time playing with them, and now they got Steve Nash as their coach. So you got two potential title contenders coming back into the picture next year. It's going to be even more difficult to win the ring next year, which is why Lakers did their job and got the ring this year. Clippers, we're still looking for it.
Cancun on 3.
Perfect way to end the show because that's where we're going. Not really because it's a pandemic. I am going to be deleting my ESPN app and not watching any sports shows because it's not even going to be about the Lakers. It's just going to be about Bron. I gave him his props, but whatever. Hashtag. You know what? I'm not going to end on a hater note. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, Cancun. Congratulations, Romo, Laker Nation.
Long live the king.
Is your NBA for now.